Hi! Welcome to this video introduction of the Cards in Common. I wanted to have two videos to introduce this game. One, I wanted a story, context, how it happened video. And then I wanted a mechanics, how to play introduction video. So this is the story video. The how to play video is going to be available for you. Links in the description. So this one is to tell a story as to how this game came about and what it feels like. There is a story to tell, and I think it's a good one. So this is to tell it to you. My name is Mathieu Réaume. I am the founder of Metacada Montréal, and I created this game. Co-created because there's 50 different people that created cards for it, but mechanically the shape of the game is me and my team. So let's start with, we'll go down a series of questions, potentially strong questions, to be able to give some perspective on this story. So question one, how did this thing come about? The story is that I was approached to document the World Social Forum that came to Montreal in the summer of 2016. And my curiosity was, is it possible to create an artifact of documentation with this opportunity that would at once show that the World Social Forum happened, that the common space happened inside of the World Social Forum, but also that the end result isn't a pure either report or purely aesthetic, but it's an object that ends up serving, actively going forward the community of practice around commoning. And if it's possible to do that, what would it look like? So, documentation and the creation of a tool, kind of doing both at once. I have a long-standing relationship with cards as a medium, like a container of information. I think cards are outstandingly interesting. And so I was thinking, can we have people's learnings be committed to cards? So people go to the World Social Forum, they go through the common space, they learn stuff about commons, they get excited about projects, they think of actions that they could do when they go back home, or they learn about new problems for commoning and commoners. Well, why not take all that learning and put it on a card format? So what I did is I created this harvest paper, which was, so this is the card format here. And I won't read the steps, but essentially people put titles, drawing, and a description on this page. And then it turns into something like a card on community. So this was one of the participants at the World Social Forum had maybe recognized within themselves the need for community as being a catalyst for change in the movements that we have in mind. And so total, about 50, a bit less, I think it's like 48, 49 participants created in total 250 cards. And from these 250 cards, we then made a selection that was relevant to a game design that was pre-established, like a kind of game that would be coherent with the commons. So we made a selection of 120 cards that ended up building the Cards in Common, which now totally exists as a thing. To finish the story, the process story thing, 250 cards came in, we made a selection of 120, and then we started prototyping mechanics. We started prototyping a functioning game, and we spent 3 months and a half pretty much just working on mechanics and game design, so as to make it a functional and fun game to play. And the version that's now released, the version I showed you, and the version that's available for purchase online, also for free download and print on demand, is mechanically sound. It's not perfect. There are some weird, like, emergent complexities that show up when a bunch of different cards with different rules kind of play off each other. It creates some strange, some awesome situations, some potentially broken, not game-breaking, but like flow-breaking stuff. So we know that it's not perfect, and we're making it available for all of you to go and purchase and play as you will. We also created a conversation space via a wiki that, again, links are available in the description, where it would be, you can go get additional information on cards, and you could also submit any knowledge that you've gained on the game itself, problems that you noticed. Like I found already one spelling mistake in the French version. Oops. So there's a place on the website to be able to submit these mistakes, so as to keep track of versions and to help us, all of us, build version 1.01 and 1.02 and move forward together with this tool. So a bit more on the game, because I feel like that information is missing right now. The game itself is a collaborative political card game. 2 to 5 players work together to build a resilient and powerful civil society to fight off oppression and oppressive forces. So you have enclosures that you fight against, and crises, social crises that threaten the resilience of the civil society we're building. And then we mobilize political actions and projects and resources as a means of building something that helps the world move forward. So it's colored to be about progressive social change issues. Mechanically, it doesn't have the actual complexity of politics. So political geeks amongst us might be a bit disappointed in its simplicity. It really has like a very clear kind of like narrative positioning, that it is like progressive, common action is good, and then all the enclosures that have been bad. For game geeks amongst us, card game geeks amongst us, the game is somewhat of a deck building game. Not exactly, because it's not like you collect cards and you make your deck stronger. It's more of a, we, the players, while we play together, build a board. We build this civil society. So there's a lot of like adding cards. The game starts off small on the table, and then it gets big towards the end of the game. The whole table is taken up by projects and actions and stuff like that. So it really has this this building element, which is relevant to deck building. My main inspiration in the beginning was like Magic the Gathering type games, and then now it's completely something different. But it gives you a sense of which way it's going to go. An invitation again to go to the How to Play if you want a bit more information on that. If you look below in the description, you'll find links to the wiki, as I said before. You'll find links to the purchasing websites, so the English version and the French version, through our partner that's a print-on-demand organization in the United States that essentially print a copy and ship it off to you. Very good if you're in the United States, because shipping costs and shipping times, well, shipping costs are low, time is fast. For anyone outside of the US, ordering a single copy is less interesting because it costs a lot more to ship, and it also takes quite a bit longer. So for people in North America, South America, or Europe and abroad, we are considering creating a tool for group purchases, so that we could pre-purchase a game collectively, and then when we have a certain amount, then we order it together, and it'll cost a lot less. Might be a really interesting avenue. Not fully completed yet, so keep an eye out on the description. The wiki will probably have a link to this, and there's also a URL to a page on Metacarabe Montréal, which is my website, that should be tracking this information as well. There's also a Facebook place where it's a bit more social media-y, and I would adore to see your videos and photos of game sessions that you host with like territory and where it happened, and stories about strange, emergent kind of like game scenarios that were really funny or difficult, or oh, that was another thing about the heads up about how the game might have some emergent complexities. The difficulty might be to be adjusted, so it might completely destroy you the first couple times you play, and that's okay. You'll be okay. Don't worry. They'll be fine. I think that's good for this version. Please make your way to the How to Play video just out of curiosity to see what kind of a game it is. I'm really looking forward to continuing this conversation there, and otherwise I see you online. And potentially during the next couple of years, continuing to build this documentation, playful documentation resource that we have now, Cards in Common. Bye.